Hi, this is Ryan from Disruptarian.com, Disruptarian Radio. And for about 15 years, I've reported on this type of topic about lie detection and about false allegations and the consequences, both on the accuser who falsely accuses and the accused who has been falsely accused. And with this new cancel culture and with this new woke culture and this Me Too movement and this believe all women no matter what movement and all this stuff. We see a lot of this coming out now where, like, even a New York precinct reported that about 90% of rape claims are fake or unsubstantiated. The FBI says between 8 and 10% of rape allegations are fake. So it's somewhere between 8 and 10% and 90%, you know, according to studies and statistics in law enforcement. So I wanted to encourage people like Elon Musk and other technological innovators and engineers to take a good look at this and maybe combine some of the roughly 19 projects that are being worked on to improve lie detection. Some use the eyes, eye movement, some use facial movements and stress, some use FLMR, something you can look at where they analyze blood flow, and some use traditional methods but improved. And so one that I'm going to illustrate here in this video combines these algorithms, both polygraph and the eye test of lie detection, and then come up with an average or a result. And so my proposal, and I'm sure this isn't, I'm not the only person who's thought of this clearly, but my proposal to somebody with the money for research and development is to combine the most effective ones, the most accurate ones, to get a better average and a better result. Not just use a polygraph, not just use the eye test, not just use FLMR, not just use stress, not just use, these other elements of measurement or detection, but combine them, to create a better result and use possibly AI as an algorithm for determining the test results. And so there are completely automated self lie detection tests that I'm going to illustrate in this video. And I just think it's very important because, not just for fake rape claims, not just for fake, theft claims, or, not for any particular claim or crime, but look at politics, look at, business and negotiations and, promises between spouses and things like that. What could this do to improve society? And I think Elon Musk has skin in this game. He's been falsely accused of things. He's become more and more public and more political. And so he has garnered, people that are opposed to him and his beliefs, and also opportunists who want to take money from him and using allegations to do so. So I just encourage people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or other technologically minded or engineeringly minded type people to, look into this and improve lie detection. I think it would solve a lot of the world's problems. Is that president telling me the truth? Or is that, campaign promise true for that candidate or for this senator or for this representative? Or is my boss being real with me on, this interview? Do I really get these kind of commissions, or, is he lying? Because I had that experience at a recent job that I was working at where, the hiring process told me that these people on my team were making a significant amount of money and that, we had a base pay plus commissions. Well, after getting into the, crew and the, getting to know the team, I'm asking them what their commissions are, what their wage is, what they make per year. And the guy that hired me totally, absolutely lied to me. So this would solve a lot of the world's problems, I think, in my opinion. And I think people like Elon Musk should head this. I think it would be crucial to not only his own personal issues, but to the world itself. And he likes to help the world. So thank you, Elon Musk. Please take on this task.
Well, you go after people verbally. You go after them with innuendo and gossip and reputation destruction.
But what is an out-of-control woman? What is this creature? How do we know when we met one?
Well, I'm sure that you've met women in your life that acted towards you in a bullying and detestable manner. It's very difficult for women to cope with that because they don't have any real recourse. And female bullying can be unbelievably vicious, and usually it takes the shape of reputation destruction, innuendo, and gossip. It's well documented. It's very
Only
difficult to
women,
defend.
But
No, men do it too, but men no. But
sorry,
the patterns,
disproportionately women, in your view, or not? Sorry.
yes, disproportionately women. That's what the data indicate. I mean, if
But
men
where
are,
is the data on innuendo and
if-
gossip?
well, it's among antisocial behavior among adolescents. It's a well-documented field. So because people look at aggressive and antisocial behavior in women and in men. And in women, it tends to take the expression of innuendo, gossip, and reputation destruction. And in men, it tends to take the form of outright physical aggression. There's a whole literature on that. It's not a surprise to anyone. This has been known for 30 years. I mean, the rates of
I think
antisocial...
the idea of the female gossip probably predates 30 years.
Well, it does.
By a long
It does.
time, but that doesn't. Doesn't make it gospel.
But
really,
people
does it?
have no. It doesn't. But look, women have to express aggression somehow, unless you're willing to say that they're not aggressive. They tend not to do it physically, not to the degree men do. So they use other channels. And what other channels are there other than physical aggression? If you're going to be aggressive, well, you go after people verbally. You go after them with innuendo and gossip and reputation destruction. And that's how it works.
And just to be clear, that you think that's predominantly a female modus operandi?
It isn't that I think that.
Well, I'm
It's that
asking
the
you.
clinical literature indicates that. It isn't that I think it.
Well, I'm not interviewing the clinical literature. I'm interviewing you. What do you think?
Well, I'm a psychologist and a scientist,
You
and
can
I
cite
tend to base my opinions on what I've read in the broad, relevant clinical literature. I'm not making this stuff up. Look at it this way. All right. Women are much more likely to try to commit suicide, and men are much more likely to kill themselves. And the reason for that is that men use lethal force, and women don't. Now, that's a big difference. Okay, so then you say, well, women manifest aggression towards themselves and to others, but they don't use lethal force. They don't use physical force the same way men do. So they have to do it some other way.
Why do
well, what
they
are the
have
other
to do
ways?
something some other way?
Because
you can
people
take
are
your Hobbesian
aggressive.
war against, so you're basically a Hobbesian. Like
No, I'm
war of
half
all
and
against
half.
all.
Half and half. Half Hobbes, half Rousseau. That's why I'm not an ideologue. Because I don't think that people are good or evil. I think they're both.
The idea that sex crimes are the most over-reported crime is spelled out and documented by a large body of research and statistics. Here's the bottom line, folks. One false allegation is too many. Ask the members of the Duke lacrosse team what kind of effect that well-publicized allegation of sexual assault had on the 3 boys that were ultimately charged, what kind of effect it had on their schooling, what kind of effect it had on their reputation, what kind of effect it had on their families, their moms, their dads, their siblings, what kind of effect it had on their future. Devastating impact when falsely accused of an offense like this. A loss of reputation, a loss of your job frequently. In another vlog, we'll talk about the impact it has on your ability to remain in school. Obviously, the loss of reputation and your standing in the community. So each and every false allegation of sexual assault should be seen as a problem, a very serious problem. So in reviewing this question, the first place I went was the Department of Justice. I mean, this is the alleged authority on crime in this country, and in fact, it's a prosecutorial body. The FBI's own website. I mean, I think most people would look at that as a relatively reliable and certainly not pro-criminal defense source. The FBI's own website suggests that false allegations of forced sexual assault are around 8 to 10%. That compares to about 2% of all other crimes. So by effect, 4 to 5 times more sexual assault allegations are false than other crimes. That is a staggering statistic, and one that even if we believe the FBI, and there are statistics that put the figure far higher than that, but even if we were to believe the FBI, puts the figure at 1 out of 10 Allegations of forced sexual assault are false.
The science and technology behind lie detectors is evolving. It started in 1921 when John Augustus Larson invented the first modern-day polygraph. 70 years later, in 1991, the computerized polygraph was invented by scientists John Kircher and David Raskin. In 2014, another major evolution occurred with the release of eye detect, an ocular motor deception test. For the first time, deception was accurately detected by measuring changes in involuntary eye behavior while a person answers true-false questions on a computer. Now, 100 years after the invention of the first polygraph, the evolution continues with the release of Eye Detect Plus 2.0, the world's first automated polygraph. Eye Detect Plus is the next natural evolution in lie detection technology. It seamlessly combines the world's top two technologies, eye detect and polygraph. Yes, this breakthrough combines the use of ocular data from eye detect with physiological activity similar to a traditional polygraph, making it a more comprehensive, robust credibility assessment testing technique. This automated polygraph makes the testing process impartial, accurate, and less intrusive than a traditional polygraph. Impartial, because the computer performs the administration and analysis of the test data. Accurate, because it combines polygraph and oculomotor measures and protocol techniques in a single test. Less intrusive than a traditional polygraph, because it monitors and records the equivalent of blood pressure without an arm cuff. This makes Eye Detect Plus one of the most comprehensive and effective lie detectors ever invented. For the hundreds of thousands of organizations worldwide that use polygraph to screen job candidates, verify trustworthiness of staff, and conduct investigations, this is an alternative, updated lie detection solution. Polygraph examiners will find it easy to transition to Eye Detect Plus because it uses testing protocols similar to polygraph. And since the data recording and scoring is automatically performed by the computer, it allows polygraph examiners to focus their time on the pre- and post-test interview. Eye Detect Plus is ideal where strict polygraph laws and/or guidelines exist. But keep in mind, the original version of Eye Detect remains the perfect choice for those that want a non-contact, yet highly accurate, fast, and fully automated solution. For more information, email info@converis.com.
If it's not true, we need to know now, and we need to stop the progression of this whole thing from getting worse, because it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
And only on 7 News, this police interview with a Fort Collins woman. She was later convicted for making phony rape accusations, and the man she accused was arrested and put in jail 1 year ago today. Well, tonight, he is speaking to 7 News reporter Lindsay Watts about why he is still struggling to pick up the pieces.
It's definitely a reminder of what I've been through.
Accused of rape, cuffed at the police station the day before Thanksgiving.
I'd ask you some questions regarding the crime of sexual assault.
Watching it back 1 year later, Dustin Toth says his life still feels out of control.
Okay.
His accuser, Catherine Bennett, a coworker he'd started dating.
And right now, the statements that I've been given do not match evidence.
This is exclusive video of her police interview. As Toth sat in jail, her story fell apart.
It's fine. I'll apologize. I'm not telling you to drop charges. I want to know the facts about what happened.
Bennett later convicted of making it all up. She was sentenced to 35 days in jail, then an ankle monitor and probation.
I don't feel that's justice.
Toth says he's the one who's been punished. The Army National Guardsman lost his civilian job and was out of work for nearly 6 months after the arrest.
I've been behind on my car payment ever since.
He has his friends, but the emotional pain is still there.
I feel like I'm incapable to actually trust a woman again.
He says it's telling his story that's helping him heal.
Giving me the opportunity to share it gives me the opportunity to clear my name, because I still feel like my name is not cleared.
Lindsay Watts, 7 News.
Thing number 3, I mean, we're talking about Elon Musk again. This time, he's under fire after a Business Insider article claimed that Musk sexually harassed a flight attendant and then paid this flight attendant and SpaceX, through SpaceX, $250,000. $250 wouldn't be very much. $250,000 to cover it up in 2018. Musk responded on Twitter, of course, stating that those wild accusations are utterly untrue.
That would make it a felony to falsely accuse someone of rape or sexual assault. The measure specifically targets false allegations that are knowing and malicious. The person making the allegations under this bill could be responsible for paying the accused's legal fees.